Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Um, Today we're going to be talking about the concept of rounding numbers, whole numbers. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before going on to the video. So in just a few seconds, I'll have a screen up here for you like always with the information. Okay, so as you can see, at the top of your screen, it says workspace. And this is where we're going to be doing some practice problems. And then right here, like in some of my videos, I usually put a things you need to know section. So you can just understand what you need to know about that topic. So without any further ado, let's get started with what we're doing today. So the first thing I want to give you from the things you need to know section is that you can round any type of decimal or whole number. We aren't going over the decimals today, but in another video, I'll be sure to do so. You can round a whole number, which we're going to be doing today. So rounding, you can even use compatible numbers to divide and sometimes multiply. Again, we're going to go over this in another video. And our third item in the things you need to know section is that rounding makes numbers easy to solve. That means that if you have a number, then just rounding it will make it easier than it already is. 4. Rounding is also well known as estimating, and you've probably seen that before on your tests, but yeah, that's just something you should probably know before you start doing your problems. So on your test, maybe your teacher saw that your teacher wrote estimating. Just remember that estimating is the same thing as rounding. Okay, so let's do some questions. So first, let's round 257. So if you know how to do this, be sure to pause the video and do it on your own. Otherwise, you can keep watching. So you should have probably finished your question if you pause the video and wanted to figure it out on your own, or you can keep watching. So to round 257, there's a simple process. So all you have to do is see that 200, so this 2 represents 200. So 200 is just 200. But then we can also add the 5. The 5 is 50. And then lastly, we have the 7. So basically, this is the hundreds, tenths, and ones value of this number, 257. But if we were to round it, you might need to round it to the nearest 100, let's say. So to the nearest 100. But if you don't know how to do that, it's quite a problem. So how you do this is, you see, so 200 can stay. But 50 and 7, well, I'm not very sure about those. But sometimes the hundreds value can change, like in this one. So you can have, you can remember this saying. So 5 and above, fly on ahead. 4 and below, stump back and wait. So what this represents is that, let's move this over here. So what this represents is that if the number, if you're estimating and the number is 5 or above, then you change it into the hundreds place. So right here it's 257. And then this also has the ones place also has a very significant amount. So 7 is greater than 5. So since it is greater than 5, we need to round that to the nearest tenth. So 10th place. So 57 can be rounded to 60 because 57 is closer. So if we drew a number line, I will be right back with that on my screen. So as you can see here, I have my number line drawn out and also this box with our digits. So what we're going to do is go digit by digit, and so we're going to see. So basically, since I don't have a bigger number line on my screen, we can just pretend that this is the tens and there's little values in between to represent the ones. So 5 right here, 5. So this 5 is closer to 10 right here. So let's pretend that's the 50 and this is the 60. So yeah, let's pretend that this is 60 instead of 50, and this is 50. So this is 60 and this is 50. So 50 is a lot closer to 60 than 1 or 0 is, right? And particularly we're talking about 0. So 50 is a lot closer than 10, actually, 10. So 10, you take 5 places. So if you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and yeah, so you get to 60 that way. But if you go from 5, it only takes 1 place to get to 60. So pardon me, I feel like my number line is a bit confusing, but to represent this, it's the only way we can do so. So, and then 7 is a lot closer to 6, a lot closer to 60 than, again, like 0 or 1 or anything ahead of that. It's a lot closer. So because of this, we can say that our number 57 can round to 60 very easily because there's only 3 digits after that you need to add to the 57 to get 60. So give me a second while I erase that. Okay. And let's do all of this as well. So give me 1 second and I will be right back. Okay, so here I have my place all erased, and right here I wrote my quote or saying again, but this time I changed it up a little bit. So 5 and above, fly on and go. 4 and below, sit back and stay. So basically what that means is 5 and above, you can round to the nearest number, and 4 and below, you can stay the same. So let's do a couple more of these problems, and if you did understand the concept, I really encourage you to do it on your own. But if you didn't, that's completely fine. You can watch this one, and if you want, do the next. Okay, so let's take a smaller number this time. Let's do maybe 6. So this one is really easy because 6 is bigger than 5 right here, and 6 can round to 10. So for the only ones, tens place or hundreds place that we can round to is the tens place. So you can't just round if your number is like 4, you can't just round it down to 0. Then you just have to keep it the same because there's no way that you can round your number just down to 0. So to do this one that I wrote on the board, 6, we just have to follow this saying. So 5 and above, fly on and go. So this 6 is above 5, so you can round it to 10 because 10 is nearer to 6 is nearer to 10 than is 4 and the numbers below that. So let's do another one just like this. And I will actually save that so you can just have it there if you need it. So how about let's do let me think of one. So let's do 3. Okay, one sec, sorry. 3. So again, I encourage you to pause your video and do it on your own. If you can't, that's completely fine. So we can do, so 3 will round down to 0, but like I said before, we can't just write 0 when we're doing a problem or whatever. We have to write something. So since there's no way that 3 can round to anything but 0, we just keep it the same, just because there's no way it can round higher or lower than that. So yeah, now let's do one more. How about let's take a bigger number. How about 28, and let's round to the nearest tens place. So 28 is way higher than 5. So 28 can soar to the sky, or like I wrote here, fly on and go, because it's bigger than 5. So if we're rounding it to the nearest tens, then you should by practicing, you should immediately be able to tell what it rounds to. So 28 rounds to 30 just because it's a lot closer to 30 than it is to anything below 4. So this is how you round, and just watching a video isn't enough to understand the concept. You have to practice and do some problems before you can fully understand the concept. So yeah, that's all for this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notifications for further updates when I post new videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time I post a new video.